All of this is Meend. Namaste. I'm Rishabh, and in this episode, we will be strengthening our concept of Meend, or slide, or glissando that we learnt in the previous episode. Honestly, if you ask me, it's not that tough. Meend is one of the concepts which is not that tough to understand, first of all. And once you begin understanding Meend, you can instantaneously begin applying it to the concerts or recordings that you have on YouTube or concerts that you may watch live sometime. In this episode, we will be going through a recording of Shri Kumar Mardur, who is a young vocalist from the Kirana Gharana, and he is singing a rag, one of my favorite rags called Raag Gaud Sarang. Now, I've chosen this rag because of certain phrases that it possesses which employ the usage of Meend. For example, if you have to come from Pa to Re, from Pancham to Rishabh, you do not jump from Pa Re. You have to slide from Pa to Re very gently. Pa Re. Or the Meend between Re Ga Ma or Ni Sa Ga Re Ma Ga. Ni Sa Ga Re Ma Ga. It's not like that. It's not. So instead of jumping from one note to the other, we slide between notes, and that is Meend, as we discussed in the previous episode. So this was nothing. Let's listen to the artist himself doing it, and let's see if we can at least identify 60-70% of the Meend that he is using to express himself through Raag Gaud Sarang. A quick note, we will be listening to some part of the recording, especially the Prarambhik Alap, the Alap that you sing before the Bandish or the composition begins, because the Alap is slow and it's easier. It's honestly easier to identify the Meend in the Prarambhik Alap or the slower part of the composition. So let's get to it. See, he's sliding between notes. What a beautiful rag. All of this is Meend. See, all of this gives a very well-rounded structure to the composition or to whatever the artist is performing. That's the Bandish, a very famous Bandish, played without percussion, without any tabla. All of this sliding between notes, that is Meend. I first heard this Bandish in the voice of Pandit Bhimsen Joshi. What a composition. Look at the pitch perfection, standing at Pa. all of this roundedness, that is because of Meend. Otherwise, it would have been straight notes. That was a sthai. That's the antara, the second part of the bandish, the composition. That was Meend. With the arrow-like notes. After this, the artist kind of moves to singing tans and sargams, which employ other techniques like gamak, etc. And I didn't want to get into that in this episode, but I just wanted to showcase the effect that Meend can have on your performance. I mean, you have to understand that Meend is not just one component that you just showcase to the audience all of a sudden. It's a part of a plethora of components and techniques and ornamentation that the artist uses in his performance. So Meend is just one of the many components, and our duty in this video, our purpose in this video was to identify just the Meend, even though there were so many other components also being used by the artist. As I said in the last episode, I see Meend in two ways. One is, of course, the ornamentation, the beautification, the slides, the roundedness that it gives to the structure of your performance. And the second one, it's sometimes, or most of the times, inherent to the identity of a rag. If you don't understand what I'm saying, go to my previous video, check out that video. I kind of explain the importance of Meend in the identity of a rag, in singing certain notes of a rag, which cannot be sung in any other way except using specific Meend. Anyway, that was it for this episode. I hope you liked the episode and you understood the concept of Meend. I promise we will explore this concept more and more, and we will also explore this concept in conjunction with other concepts too, so that your understanding becomes sort of an all-rounded experience for you. And with that, I end this episode and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, Namaste.